Okay, look, I know this video is like 18 minutes long, but I promise if you watch till the end, it will be worth it. I talk about how I'm making money as a video creator in the lockdown, while also going into the nuances of how to pick the right client, how to write emails, all that type of stuff. So if you like video production, business, or freelancing, this one's for you. It's kind of a tricky time for freelancers around the world right now. If you're like me, you make money by doing video production, chances are you don't really have any work right now because most of our stuff happens on location. It happens at a particular spot. We got to go there, film our stuff, and then come back and edit. Obviously, we can't really do that right now given the current situation. So this week, I wanted to see if I could stay at home and make some money using my video production skills, using my laptop and my camera. I'm gonna try and make a video from start to finish right here in my bedroom. I don't know what video it is yet, but I'm gonna try to make something and sell it to somebody online. Basically, try to make money from home. I'm gonna be documenting that process. So let's see how it goes. Alright, here's the game plan. So I'm going to make a short 60-second videos. I'm going to shoot, edit, direct, do voiceovers for short 60-second videos for Android, iOS applications that developers can use on their app page, website, wherever they want to use it. So I'm going to make these videos and I'm going to try and sell them to the developer of the apps. Now the problem is I don't really have any active connections in the app developer world, and I don't really know any developer or anybody for that matter that needs a 60-second video for their app. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on the Google Play Store. I'm really going to go there and I'm going to, not literally but on my computer, I'm going to go there and I'm going to find apps that I like. There's obviously some filtration that I'm going to do. I'm not going to email every single app there is. We'll talk more about that in a second. But I'm going to create a list and I'm going to cold email every single one of them asking if they need a video for their app. Alright, I'm making the list of the apps that I want to contact right now, and I just thought I'd go over my process for filtering the apps, or just the process for kind of helping myself increase the odds of me getting a gig. I'm not obviously going out there and emailing every single app that I can find. So first step that I'm doing here is finding a niche for the apps. I want to focus on a specific group of apps or category of apps, in this case finance and trading, because I just think that that particular niche has a lot of money. It makes a lot of money. There's also other profitable niches such as travel and gaming, but travel is going to be down for a while, so no point in contacting travel apps, and gaming is not something that I know a lot about, so I'm not going to touch those two. I'm going to focus on finance for this particular experiment. And even when I type finance, as you can see on the Google Play Store, there's a lot of apps, there's a lot of results. So to narrow it down even further, there's a few things that I'm doing. Firstly, I'm checking if they have a video on their app page. What I'm trying to reach out to these companies for is to basically make that video for their app page. So if they don't have a video on their app page, it means it's perfect for me. It's more likely that they'll hire me. Second, do I like the app that I'm seeing? Is it something that I respect? Yes, the primary reason I'm doing this is to kind of experiment with the idea of freelancing from home and potentially making some money. But at the same time, it would not hurt to see a portfolio piece come out of this experiment. So what I mean by that is, if I do get a gig and I do end up making a decent video, I want to be able to put it up on my portfolio. In which case, I want to be able to say that, hey, I liked making, or I liked the app that I made a video for. I don't want to just make a video for anybody that offers me money. It's not all about the money. I think it's important that you respect or like, the work of the person that you're working with. Thirdly, I am making sure that the developer of the app is serious about the app itself. The quickest way to check that is to just scroll all the way down and see when the app was last updated. If you scroll all the way down, it has all this information about when it was updated, the number of downloads and things like that. And so if the app was not updated in the last 3 to 6 months, I am not contacting them. Simple as that. Next, I am also looking for apps, I'm leaning towards apps that are based, whose developers are based abroad, preferably North America and Europe, because I just think it's easier for me to convince somebody who's based abroad to pay me some money to make a video than it is for me to convince somebody here in India. Maybe I'm stereotyping, but I'm just playing it safe for this one. Plus, I think it's just likely that I'll make more money that way. I'm also trying to look for apps whose developers are full-blown companies and not just individuals, because in that case, it's more likely that they have separate budgets for video production and things like that, in which case I'm more likely to get a gig. And then finally, I'm also looking for apps which have in-app purchases, because again, that means that they're actually generating some revenue from the app, which again further increases the chances of me getting hired. So that's kind of the process that I'm going through to kind of filter these apps. I don't think it's a great idea to go out and email every single app. That's just pointless and a waste of time. I would rather get a few apps, right, I would rather take the time to just make a small list and check out every single app and email them than just bulk emailing a bunch of apps that I don't really care about. Alright, my app list is ready. I have an Excel sheet full of companies that I know I want to contact with their details and stuff. However, before I can start emailing, there's one more thing I have to do, and it's kind of a big one, and that is to create some spec work. Spec work, in simple words, is basically sample work that you use when you're pitching to somebody. When you're pitching to somebody, it's a good idea to show them some previous work that you've done to kind of give them an idea of what to expect. Think of it like a resume. Now, I could show them some of my old work, some of my commercial work, or some of my YouTube videos, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm specifically going to pick an app from this list, and I'm going to make a video for that app, and then I'm going to use that as my pitch. Now, I'm not going to pick just any app. I'm specifically going to pick, or intentionally going to pick, the one with the most downloads. That happens to be StockTwits. I think they've been around for around 9-10 years, so StockTwits is well established in the finance category. Now, the reason I'm doing this is to kind of create the impression that StockTwits actually hired me to do that job, because then it's easier for smaller companies to believe or trust me for a job. For example, let's say your friend has a BMW and you make a video of the car, and let's say it turns out really, really good. You can then use that video to pitch to other car companies for work. And it doesn't really matter if BMW actually hired you to do that job. The word BMW will, initially get their attention. And then if the video is good enough, that will do the rest of the job. So that's kind of the mindset here. And I've actually already made the video for StockTwits. I would have liked to show some BTS, but then the video would be too long. So I'm just going to stop talking right now, and I will play the video that I made. What if there were an app designed specifically for traders where you could have focused discussions around trading without distractions? Think Twitter for traders. Enter StockTwits, the world's largest network of investors and traders. Some of the basic things you can use this app for are creating a watch list of your favorite stocks, ETFs, and cryptocurrencies, as well as chat rooms around specific topics. But more importantly, StockTwits allows traders to follow each other, share or like messages, and so much more. Oh, we are also pioneers of the cash tag, a feature that helps you reference a specific stock. For example, if you feel like sharing your thoughts on the implications of Elon Musk's tweets on the Tesla stock, simply add the $sign before the stock and share your thoughts. Additionally, you can also add a bearish or bullish tag. StockTwits is a free application whose paid version, StockTwits Plus, offers an ad-free experience and many other features. Alright, that was the video. It was made right here from start to finish in this bedroom. So now that that's out of the way, I can actually start writing the emails. Now when I'm writing an email, there's a few things that I try to keep in mind. First, I try to keep the word count as low as possible, preferably under 200 words, because I think that if it takes them more than 45 seconds to read the email, I've pretty much already lost. Second, I try to personalize the email as much as possible. One way I'm doing this is by talking about their app in the email. So I actually downloaded every single one of these apps on my phone and I use it for a little bit. And so I'm going to write about it in the email, and that way they know that I actually care. Third, I'm also going to give them an incentive in the form of a free product photo. So as I said, I downloaded every single app on my phone. And when I did that, I also took a product photo, a proper professional looking product photo. I'm going to attach that in the email as a free gift for them, because let's face it, these guys probably receive hundreds of emails every single day. And the last thing you want to do is send another generic email. You have to find ways to stand out. So that's kind of the thought process behind writing an email. Finally, I'm going to be sending these emails from a custom email address that I have, which is hello@suraj.techdevoted.com. I think that automatically increases my credibility as opposed to using a generic email address. So it's been a few days since I sent the emails. I got a few responses, surprisingly. And guess what? I actually sealed the deal with one of the companies. That app is called Forex Hero. After some negotiation, we agreed at $400, 30,000 rupees, for a 60-second video as well as 5 photographs of their app. Now they're also sponsoring this video. Forex Hero is sponsoring this video, but just to clarify, the sponsorship amount is separate. The 30K I told you about is just for video production. I'm not going to be disclosing the amount for the sponsorship. We're not talking about influencer marketing. But yeah, I got to start working on the video now. I told them I would deliver within 7 days. So I'm going to be scripting it. I'm going to be shooting it, editing and all of that. But I actually won't be doing the voiceover for this one, because they specifically mentioned that they want an American voiceover, since the app is targeted for North America and Europe. And I can't really do an American accent. So I'm going to be outsourcing the voiceover to somebody on Fiverr, so my net profit is probably going to end up being around 27, 26k. I'm not sure, depending on how much the voiceover costs, but we'll see. The first step is to kind of just write the script, and to do that, first I have to use the app extensively. I have been using it for some time now, and I will actually show you. Let me show you the app, because I think it's pretty cool. Alright, essentially Forex Hero is an educational app to learn Forex trading as well as stocks trading, or stonks trading as us millennials would like to call it. No, but seriously, it's a pretty cool app. Personally, I enjoy economics and business and things like that, so I find the app very fun. It's free on the iOS App Store as well as the Google Play Store. I'm just using an iPhone to test the app right now. Don't worry, I'm still Team Android. But let me quickly show you one section of the app. It's called Trend Predictor. It's kind of their USP. So essentially it gives you like real life situations, and then you kind of have to predict what's going to happen to a particular currency pair or a specific stock. So let me actually just quickly show you an example. So for here, for example, it's the situation is that the president of the United States promises to boost the economy. What's going to happen to the ringgit to dollar rate? In this case, I think it's going to go down, because every time a public figure comes in and says they're going to boost the economy, boost the economy, kind of strengthens the currency. So it's going to be safe to say that the ringgit is going to go down. As a result, the dollar is going to go up, or relatively speaking, the ringgit to dollar is going to go down. So I got that right, as you can see. And then once you scroll down, you have an explanation for exactly why you were, the exact reasoning behind why you were correct or why you were wrong. So it's pretty cool. There's also virtual cash. So as you can see here, I'm at over 1 lakh in US dollars. I spent a little too much time playing it last night. And it's actually kind of a problem right now, because I want to start filming like the main 60-second promo, but I cannot do that because, so the reason is that basically the app is targeted for North America and Europe. And those guys, they don't use the Indian number system. As you can see here right now, there's 2 commas instead of just 1. If this were the international number system, it would just be 113,356. So I'm trying to lose some money right now, because I want to make it look like it's the international number system. So I'm trying to get to the 90k range, because 90k is 90k, whether we're talking Indian number system or international number system. So it's kind of frustrating. I'm trying to lose money, and I get like 4 answers wrong, and then I accidentally answer 1 question correct, and it puts me back where I was earlier. So it's frustrating, but I think another 15-20 minutes and I should be at the 90k range, and then I'll be ready to film. So I'm about to film the first shot. It's a flat lay. I'm actually testing it right now. I've put it on the computer, graded it and everything, and actually quite like how it's looking. So just to quickly break down the setup for you, I'm using the Aperture Tri-8C to light the setup. I'm bouncing it off a whiteboard to give me diffused even lighting. I'm using the A6300 with the Sigma 30 as usual to film the shot. For props, we're using firstly notes, dollar bills and euro bills, or euro notes. Do they say bills in Europe? I just think it makes sense, dollar notes and euro notes. Something I'm not a big fan of about this setup is that I'm using an iPhone 6, which is kind of an outdated design. But then again, the SE just came out, and that has basically the same design as the 6. So I think we should be fine. Plus, I'm also going to be using a OnePlus 7 and the Pocophone for some other shots. So I think on the whole the video should look fine. And yeah, finally we have some books for props. Rich Dad Poor Dad and the 4-Hour Work Week, pretty much the starter pack for personal finance, money related stuff. But yeah, I think it's looking good. I'm just gonna turn off the fan now, and I can start filming. Alright, it's done. The video is ready. I've sent it to the client. The delivery is done. They loved it. They suggested a few changes, so I did those and then I sent it back. But basically the video is done. I'm going to play it. I'm going to stop talking and play it for you guys right now so you can see how it turned out.
The inflation rate in the United Kingdom increases. What do you think is going to happen to the pound-dollar rate? Alright, increasing inflation sounds to me like a bad thing that could hurt the economy. Thus, I think the British pound might go down. So I'm going to select option B here. Ouch, I was wrong. But why? Let's have a look at the explanation here. Okay, I understand now. When inflation rises, the central bank often increases the interest rates. This increases the demand for the currency. As a result, its price goes up. So that was the Trend Predictor. It's full of real-life case studies about Forex and stock trading, with explanations suited also for beginners. I've spent some time on it, as you can tell by my $93,000 balance. Yep, there's virtual cash involved, so you can get a feel for how Forex trading works without the risk of losing real money. My second favorite section is the school. It helps me brush up my basics. I learned more in 6 hours using this app than in weeks reading different fluffy books. Finally, there's the golden hour section. It tells you when the best and the worst time to trade is. Forex Hero is 100% free. It has no ads and no annoying signups. Download it now.
That was the video. It was over 60 seconds long, which I would have trimmed, but then I realized it would take away from the content of the video, so I did not trim it. Now I just want to leave you with a few things before I finish this video. Firstly, the reason I'm making this video is because I just enjoy the process of the cold approach. I just love combining business and video production. I also enjoy understanding the psychology behind business and stuff like that. But also I'm making this video because I just want to hopefully inspire you to try out something similar. I don't want people to rely on just one client or be dependent on a specific location to make their money. I just think that's not a very good idea. So hopefully this kind of inspires you to at least try and go out or stay home and freelance. And you don't have to make app videos like I did. If you want to make app videos, go for it. That's great. Don't email the companies that I did, but you don't have to make app videos. You can make, stuff in graphic design if you're good at Photoshop, or if you're good at After Effects, you can make intros for people, just stuff like that. And you'll actually be surprised at how many companies or individuals would be willing to pay you to make content even in this period. I know there are a lot of companies that are hit or drastically affected by the virus, but there are also a good number of companies that are either unaffected or actually thriving in this period. So you have to just be smart about which companies you pick, and if you do the right research and if you're smart about who you pick, you can actually possibly make more money than you would normally. And when you do get that gig, please have a contract in place. I don't start working until my contract is signed and until I have 50% of my payment. This is something you should do even in real life, but especially online. I think since you probably won't be meeting that person, it's a very important thing to do. And honestly, my experience working with the guys at Forex Hero was just great. It's not every day that a client will let you tell the world exactly how much you got paid to do a specific job. So shout out to them for sponsoring this video, but also for just being extremely open and transparent about this idea, this whole project. I decided that if I was going to make a video like this, I'm going to tell you the price. I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. So massive shout out to them for that. Definitely check out the app again. I'll leave links in the description. If you're into economics and stuff like that, check it out. If you like trading, check it out. If you don't like it, uninstall it. But you can give it a shot. It's completely free. But yeah, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed watching it, give it a like. If you did not, vote it down. Let me know in the comments why you didn't like it. If you're new around here, consider subscribing for more videos just like this one. It's been Suraj. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy and stay devoted.
Repetition, shop and blaze. Like mini me, she my serving up every single plate. The hottest in the season, even summer looks away. 'Cause I got